أهلا بكم. النهاردة الدرس رقم 25 من دروس تعلم اللغة الإنجليزية، وهنتكلم عن الفيوتشر بيرفكت كونتينيوس، وده التنس رقم 12 في اللغة الإنجليزية. طبعا هنتكلم على how to form and how to use this tense in everyday life or everyday conversation. Hello and welcome. Today is lesson 25, and I'm going to talk about future perfect continuous, how to form this tense, and how to use future perfect continuous in everyday life or everyday conversation. So let's start. زي ما احنا شايفين قدامنا الفيوتشر perfect continuous. I will have been doing my homework. I'm going to have been doing my homework. دي طبعا أمثلة لشكل التنس. Future perfect continuous or progressive has two different forms. التنس ده له شكلين في الكتاب. The first one, form future perfect continuous with will plus have been plus present participle. طبعا ال present participle means اللي هو الverb plus ing. نشوف examples على ال first form. يبقى ال first form will have been plus present participle. شوف examples. You will have been waiting for more than 2 hours when her plane arrives. Will you have been waiting for more than 2 hours when her plane finally arrives? You will not have been waiting for more than 2 hours when her plane finally arrives. Form number 2 أو الشكل الثاني للtense future perfect continuous with be going to. Am is are plus going to have been plus present participle اللي هو الverb plus ing. نشوف مع بعض الأمثلة الexamples. You are going to have been waiting for more than 2 hours when her plane finally arrives. Are you going to have been waiting for more than 2 hours when her plane finally arrives? You are not going to have been waiting for more than 2 hours when her plane finally arrives. Note that it's possible to use either will or be going to create the future perfect continuous with little or no difference in meaning. فاحنا ممكن نستخدم ال two forms طبعا the same meaning. Okay. How to use future perfect continuous or progressive. How to use this tense in everyday conversation or everyday life. To indicate that an action will continue for some time in the future before another definite point in the future. By this time next year, I will have been living here for 2 years. Use one, how to use this tense in everyday conversation. duration before something in the future. Duration before something in the future. We use the future perfect continuous to show that something will continue إن شيء هيستمر up until a particular event or time in the future. يبقى شيء تام وهيستمر لمدة معينة في الفيوتشر. For 5 minutes, for 2 weeks, and since Friday are all durations which can be used with future perfect continuous. Notice that this is related to the present perfect continuous. طبعا أنا عندي since وعندي for ده طبعا إيه بتقول لل present perfect continuous and the past perfect continuous. However, with future perfect continuous, the duration stops at or before a reference point in the future. Examples. They will have been talking for over an hour by the time Thomas arrives. She's going to have been working at that company for 3 years when it finally closes. يعني فضلت تشتغل في الكومباني لغاية ما الشركة قفلت. James will have been teaching at the university for more than a year by the time he leaves for Asia. How long will you have been studying when you graduate? We are going to have been driving for over 3 days straight when we get to Anchorage. When you finish your English course, will you have been living in New Zealand for over a year? No, I will not have been living here that long. Notice in the examples above في الأمثلة اللي عدت that the reference points marked in italics and in simple present rather than simple future. This is because these future events are in time clauses and you cannot use future tenses in time clauses. Okay, طبعا هنا بنقصد بعد when ما ينفعش نجيب future فنجيب present simple instead of future. Okay, نسميه time clauses. Okay, the second use, cause or of something in the future. شايفين احنا الرسمة بتوضح اهو ده الحتة دي اللي هي التنس بالظبط الفيوتشر. ملناش دعوة بالباست ولا البريزنت. اوكي cause of something in the future. Using the future perfect continuous before another action in the future is a good way to show cause and effect. Examples. Jason will be tired when he gets home because he will have been jogging for over an hour. Claudia's English will be perfect when she returns to Germany because she's going to have been studying English in the United States for over 2 years. The keywords by or in a future references plus any indication that the action will continue for some time. By the end of this year, by this time tomorrow, in 2 years' time, in July next year, in another 5 months, for over 3 hours, for over 3 days. Okay, and this is the test. طبعا بنقرا الشرح كويس وبعدين نجاوب التست. نقرا جملة جملة. We correct the verb between brackets. We correct the verb between brackets. This is all for today. Thank you very much for watching and see you soon.